Want help to grow your business? Download BRiN, the world's first business advisor in your pocket. To find out more, visit BRiN.ai or search the App Store today.
Hi, my name's Christine Khor and I'm the Managing Director of Khor's Executive, and we are a talent management and recruitment business. Today I'm here to share with you how to hire the most passionate people to ensure that your business is successful. Over the next 45 minutes or so, I'm going to share with you all the insights that I've developed running my own recruitment business, and I've got a lot to share with you, so you'll have to keep up. 15 years ago, I opened my first business in recruitment, but before that, I held senior marketing roles in organisations such as Kraft, Simplot and Hallmark Cards. I not only managed brands, but I managed teams of people, and I also had to manage the recruitment process. And I've got to say, I didn't always love it. When people left and I had to recruit new people into my business, I'll be honest, I found it frustrating. It always happened at the wrong time. It was always difficult. I was sick of interviewing people that weren't right. And to be honest, I hated dealing with some of the recruiters out there. But I had an insight, and that insight was if sales and marketing people recruited for sales and marketing roles, wouldn't life be easier? So being the frustrated entrepreneur that I am, I quit my job and I started a recruitment business with no idea how to run a recruitment business and no idea how to run a small business. But obviously I've done something right, because 15 years later, I'm still going and I'm telling you about what I know about running a business. As a small business owner, or as a business owner as I am, I know that things are right when I can say the words, I love my team. And even better, when I hear the words from my employees when they say things like, I love my job, I love what I do, I love coming to work, and I love my boss. And I have heard that one before, I don't know if you have. So that's what my book, Hire Love, is all about. It's about how to hire passionate people to increase your profits. In 2015, PwC issued a survey that they conducted. They interviewed 1,000 CEOs around Australia, and what they found was that after strategy, people were their biggest issue. And when it comes to people, it's everything to do with them. It's how to identify talent, it's how to recruit in and hire that talent, it's how to retain, nurture and develop that talent, and obviously how to fire that talent. Over the last 15 years of running my recruitment business, the recruitment industry as the business world has changed significantly. And if there's anything that we know moving forward is that the next 15 years are also going to have a lot of change. Let me share with you some insights and predictions moving forward. The workplace is changing significantly. The first thing is that the McCrindle research is telling us that tenure is going to drop from 4 years to 3 years. Now, I can't see you, you can see me, I can't see you. I can imagine a lot of nodding heads, because in many businesses we're already seeing tenure dropping. The second thing is that Generation Y, or Gen Y, will be 75% of our workforce by 2025. Now, Gen Y are one of those generations that are much maligned. You know, they're accused of not working hard enough and expecting too much. I have a very different view of that, and that is I think Gen Y have got it right. What Gen Y are looking for are organisations where they feel aligned, where they feel that there's a purpose, where they know that they're adding value, where they're acknowledged and when they're rewarded. And let me tell you, it's no longer just Gen Y that are looking for this self-actualisation in work. We are finding that a lot more people are coming to talk to us to talk about how do they find passion and purpose in their role. And in fact, many of them are taking sacrifices, monetary sacrifices, to actually get roles in organisations where they feel aligned and valued. And the third thing, or final thing there, is that the cost of an employee is estimated to cost anywhere from 3 times to 15 times their annual cost. That's right, 15 times. That means that if you hire somebody at $80,000 a year, in their first year, they could cost you anywhere between $240,000 to $1.2 million in that first year. Now, how that estimate is made up of is potential opportunity cost, lost sales, productivity costs, of course, training, development, the time it takes management to actually hire someone, all the onboarding costs and work cover and so forth, and obviously redundancy costs or termination costs if you get the wrong person. And I'm sure a few of you have been through that. What I would like to share with you now is the bespoke methodology that Chorus Executive has created to ensure that we have the right match between employers and candidates or job seekers. We have adapted a coaching methodology and we've taken it as our own and adapted it for recruitment. And our methodology is called GROW. GROW stands for goals. The R is for research and reality. O is for options and onboarding, and W is for win-win. Under the grow part, we talk about what's your vision, what are your values, what's your culture like, what are your objectives. Under research and reality, we get an understanding of what your business is like, what are actually the real needs of your business, and actually we put a mirror up as well. So from a reality perspective, we will often question you and say, are you actually that much of an employer of choice that great people will come and work for you? The O stands for options and onboarding. So that's where we challenge you to think more broadly about the people that you're attracting and the job that needs to be done. And finally, the win-win. That's where we ask candidates and employers, employers, what's so great about you that a talented person would want to come and work for you? And we ask candidates, what's so great about you that an employer would create a role for you? So let's get started. The first part is goals. So that's the G part of the GROW model. And I'm going to cover off 3 parts for you. The first part is your vision. So that's the destination. Where do you want to get to? What's your end goal? The next part is the values. And that's where we talk about what are the behaviours that are appropriate in your business. And the third part is objectives. So these are the measures, these are the numbers that let you know that you're on track. The most talented people today need to know where they're going. To hire love, you need to inspire love. People need to know the destination that they're trying to achieve or where they're trying to get to, and they need to know that what they're doing is valuable and getting them to that end goal. So let me start with the first part, and that is the vision. The first part of the goal section is vision. A recent study indicated that 63% of employees interviewed or questioned did not understand or could not recite the vision of their business. That means 63% of people don't know what they do every day makes a difference to actually achieve the company goals. That's really meaningless. Imagine turning up every day, putting nuts and bolts together, but not actually ever knowing that you're making a car. That would be really hard. Now, the most talented of people now really need to know what their destination is. They want to feel valued, they want to feel important, and they want to know that they're making a difference. The best visions are simple, they're inspiring, they're people or customer focused, and they're worthy. Visions are not about numbers and they're not about profit and dividends. They are important things. Obviously, financial results are important, but they're the numbers that go in the business plan or the objectives, not in the vision. And sad enough, this might sound sad to you, but saying to your staff, I want you to work really hard to make me more money, is not that inspiring for them. Now, I want to share with you now some visions that I personally think are quite inspiring. The first one being the Ritz-Carlton. Ladies and gentlemen serving ladies and gentlemen. It's really clear there, the behaviours and the vision for any employee in that business. For Skype, it's to be disruptive with the cause of making the world a better place. Now, what that means is they are going to be a little bit difficult and disruptive, but it's about creating communication across the world. Disneyland, for anyone that's been in Disneyland, it is the happiest place on earth, and anybody that works there is full of smiles and full of laughter. And finally, for us, Chorus Executive, ours is to inspire growth. So, and for us, it's inspiring growth in everybody that we deal with, whether it's organisations, teams, individual careers or individuals. We want everybody to be the best that they can be. The next part after having a clear vision is values. So what are the values in which your business operates? And what is your code of behaviour? What are the things that are acceptable and what are the things that are not? Now, there's a lot of rhetoric about values. People claim all the time that we're a values-based organisation and they're important. But you'd be surprised how many times I will question an organisation or a line manager about what the values or even the vision is of a business and they can't recite it to me. Too often, values and visions are just words on a wall, words on a website, or even worse, words in a position description that nobody looks at. And it's sad when these values have nothing to do with the day-to-day operations of a business. If you really want to hire love, you need to inspire love. And you inspire love in the way that you behave and the way that you treat people. At Chorus Executive, what we did to create our values is that we got everybody involved. So it took us 6 months to do it. We started with workshops. We talked about what was important to us. We talked about the outcomes that we wanted for our customers, but also for ourselves. And we created the terminology and the words ourselves. It did take us a while, and we had to be very open to it. But what that meant, that at the end of it, we came up with 5 key values that really represent us, and they're in our words, and they're easier to remember. So my team is much more committed to those values because they help create them. At Chorus Executive, our values are reliability. So we do what we say we're going to do. They're passion. We're 120% committed to everything that we do. Integrity. We're honest, we're transparent, and we say it how it is. Creativity. We'll find the best solution for you. And finally, karma, and that's the one that's most important for us. What we know is that what goes around comes around. And if you do the right thing, the rewards will come. Now, the other little trick about values, so that they're more than just words on a wall, is to create a little acronym. So let's, for example, if your values were trust, enthusiasm and commitment, accountability and members first, your acronym might be TEAM. Now, in our values, we actually do have an acronym. It's a little bit of a cheeky one. So if you can find it and you email me at chris@chorus-executive.com.au, I'll send you a book because it is a little bit cheeky. The final part of the goals section is objectives. And this is where, for all the financial people in your business, you can get the numbers right. Objectives are the metrics that we use to make sure that we're on the right track and that we're achieving what we've set out to achieve. Now, there are a few mistakes that little tips, I guess, we've got about how to create great objectives. But let me share with you some of the mistakes that we often see. The first thing is objectives should be aligned to the overall vision. So they're the activities to get us to where we want to go. Let me give you an example of a client that we were working with. Their vision was to be, from an HR perspective, was to be the employer of choice. What they wanted is for their employees to feel valued, challenged and rewarded. Fantastic vision. However, one of the objectives of the HR team or the total business was to pay in the 25th percentile of the industry. Now, what that means is that their total goal or their objective was to pay in the lowest 25% of everybody in the industry. Now, when I spoke to the HR person about that and I said, look, there seems to be a little bit of a disconnect there between the vision and the objective, her commentary back to me was, because of our brand, because of our organisation, our reputation and our global reach, we believe that anybody working for us should feel lucky to come and work for us, and they should take a little bit of a salary sacrifice to come and join us because we offer all these other things. Now, in and of themselves, the vision is fine and so is the objectives, but can you see that they disconnect? The people in that business might be rewarded in many other ways, but they're not going to.
To continue enjoying this presentation, download BRiN, the world's first business advisor in your pocket. To find out more, visit BRiN.ai or search the App Store today.